Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to get your E2 visa approved. The E2 visa is a tremendous visa option for investors and entrepreneurs. As a quick background, the way the E2 visa works is that you basically invest in a US business, and based on investing in the US business, you get the ability to live in the United States and to operate their business. Another benefit of the E2 visa is that it allows the person's spouse to also apply for work authorization. The E2 visa can also be renewed over and over again as long as the business continues to satisfy the E2 visa requirements. So with that quick overview, I want to get right into these 3 tips to help you get your E2 visa approved. So let's start off with tip number 1. Make sure to invest at least $100,000 in your business if it's possible. The E2 visa requires that you must make a substantial investment in your business. Now, the regulations do not specify what exactly is considered substantial. However, what we've seen is that if somebody invests at least $100,000 in their business, their case is stronger than investments for less than that amount. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that investments for less than $100,000 have gotten approved. However, if it's possible for you to invest $100,000, it's advisable to at least invest that amount, as we've seen that cases at that investment level are stronger than cases for a lower investment amount. So now let's move on to tip number 2, which is to make sure to put your investment funds at risk. So again, in tip number 1, we talked about investing $100,000. Tip number 2 is to put those investment funds at risk. What that means is that you should actually spend that money or deposit that money in some form of a permissible escrow arrangement prior to applying for your E2 visa. Now, this might be confusing to many of you, but the E2 visa actually requires that your investment funds be put at risk prior to applying for the E2 visa. This means that the funds should actually be spent toward the business, or as I mentioned earlier, deposited in some form of a permissible escrow arrangement. It is not enough to merely deposit the investment funds into the business's operating account. If the money is only deposited into the business's operating account, USCIS or the consular officer reviewing your case will take the position that the funds have not sufficiently been put at risk. So again, for tip number 2, the tip is to spend the money toward the business, whether it be on office supplies, office furniture, equipment, inventory, prepaying your lease. The money can be spent on anything needed for your business. And again, in some cases, there are ways to use an escrow arrangement to deposit the funds in an escrow account if certain conditions are satisfied. Okay, so now let's move on to tip number 3. And this tip is that your business should either already be operational or it should be on the brink of being operational. So the E2 visa has this requirement that the business must be real and operating. What this means is that the business must already be operational or it must be on the verge of being operational. Sometimes people think that they can apply for the E2 visa way before the business is ready to be operational, but this is not the case. Again, the business must either already be operating or it must be on the verge of operating. So if the business is going to be operating on a particular premises, the lease should already be signed. If the business needs a website, the website should be up and running. All the necessary licenses needed to operate the business should already be obtained, and so on and so forth. Basically, you want to make sure that if your business is not already operating, it's very close to being operational. Again, you should not apply for the E2 visa if your business is going to be operating a year down the line. The business should be close to being operational. So as a quick review, in this video, we went over 3 tips to get your E2 visa approved. Tip number 1 is that you should try to invest at least $100,000 in your business. Tip number 2 is that you should actually put the investment funds at risk, meaning that you should actually spend the investment funds toward your E2 business prior to applying for the E2 visa. And tip number 3 is that your business should either already be operating or it should be on the verge of operating. If you follow those 3 tips, you should be in a much better position to get your E2 visa approved than somebody that's not following these tips. I hope you guys got a ton of valuable information from this video. If you know anybody that can benefit from this information, make sure to share this video with them. We're all about empowering you with knowledge. So the more people that can benefit from this information, that can see this video, the better. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more helpful immigration videos. As always, thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you on the next one.